Hey there, it's Seb Frey here with another exciting episode of It's a Seb Show. And today I want to talk about that so polarizing statement, Black Lives Matter. Now, before I begin that discussion, I want to go back in time, 2,000 years to when Jesus Christ was walking around, and when Jesus Christ was alive. You know what he said? He didn't say Black Lives Matter. No, he said, blessed are the poor. Now, that is from the gospel, right? You got Matthew and Luke and maybe Mark, right? So, the gospel, they're just, repeating the things that Jesus said. So the quotes aren't exactly the same, right? But basically, Jesus said, blessed are the poor. Now, what do you think Jesus meant by that? Did he mean that only the poor are blessed? That only the poor matter? No. He didn't mean that. I think what happens, though, is that a lot of times, people forget about the poor. You read about history books, it's generally not about the poor, right? Usually it's about the big wigs, the big important people, right? The movers and shakers, right? But no. Jesus was saying, blessed are the poor. So he didn't have to qualify that statement, blessed are the poor and everybody else is blessed as well. No, he didn't say that because he was making a very simple observation that blessed are the poor. God looks on poor people just as well as he looks on rich people, right? I mean, God loves poor people like he loves rich people. Didn't have to qualify that statement. It's just a pure statement. All right, so fast forward to 2020. Here we are. Black Lives Matter, I guess, started in 2016 or something like that. Anyway, and it didn't start this year, a few years back. Anyway, Black Lives Matter. A lot of people really take exception to that very simple, clear statement, right? Make America great again, very simple and clear statement. Black Lives Matter, very simple and clear statement, right? Very powerful statement. A lot of people really don't like that statement, though. So check out this video right here.
Start a riot. Black Lives Matter. Fuck you. Fuck you. Peaceful.
Quite a fucking eye-opener, right? Now look at this fucking asshole right here. Why is he so upset that people are chanting Black Lives Matter? What does he object to, right? Is he saying that Black lives don't matter? Or that Black lives don't matter as much, right? I mean, who's going to say that Black lives don't matter, right? Anybody? Anybody say that? Well, obviously some KKK motherfuckers, right? White supremacists, right? Obviously, would say that. But a lot of people, this is not the only video out there where you have racist white fucking people going hey, Black Lives Matter, fuck Black Lives Matter, right? I mean, it's not the only one. Why do they object to that very simple statement, a very simple truth, right? I mean, hey, do Black Lives Matter? Yeah, of course they do, right? But some people feel the need to qualify that by saying, oh, Black Lives Matter, and, Blue Lives Matter, the police, right? And all lives matter, right? All lives matter. No, not just Black lives, right? Well, here's the thing. Just when Jesus was saying, blessed are the poor, it's because the poor oftentimes are overlooked. And Jesus was saying, no, the poor are very important to God. Well, guess what? Black lives matter. They're very important to me. They should be very important to everybody, right? Because black people are human people. They are Americans. They are your countrymen. They have as much right to the riches and benefits and privileges afforded by being a citizen as any other citizen does, right? Obviously, right? So just accept it. Just say, hey, Black Lives Matter. Look at this racist fucking motherfucker who's going on about fuck you, Black Lives Matter, right? It's what does he think is going to happen if people embrace that? I mean, a lot of people have embraced it, right? But what do people really take it to heart? Hey, Black Lives Matter. Is he thinking that's going to somehow take something away from him? Does that mean that Black Lives matter more than white lives? Or if Black Lives matter, that other lives are going to then matter less? I don't think it's what it's saying. I think all it's saying is just a very simple truth that Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's not a zero-sum game, right? For black people to have a better life, do you think that means you have to have a worse life? Maybe if you're some sick, depraved, twisted motherfucker who gets off on exploiting and dominating and watching other people suffer. Maybe if you have some kind of weakness or sickness inside of you that you need to see somebody below you in order to feel like you're more important or valuable, then yeah, that's going to be a problem for you. Probably it's a situation with this motherfucker, screaming about fuck you, Black Lives Matter, right? But the reality is that it's not a zero-sum game, right? Actually, all of us, everybody in this country is actually enriched when black people are treated with more respect, with more dignity. They get more justice. There's more equality. Everybody's a winner because, hey, guess what? If they can do it to black people, who won't they do it to, right? I mean, like, like in Germany, right? First it was the gays and the Jews and everybody else, and before you knew it, they were just, killing anybody who was in their way, right? Point is that it's fundamental to our system that everybody be equal under the law. Everybody be treated fairly, humanely, with respect, and with dignity. Because these folks are our countrymen, man. The black people, they are us. We are them. We're all together. We're not going anywhere. I remember watching a Dave Chappelle special, I don't know, a couple of specials ago maybe. He has this new special, right, 846. It's on YouTube. It was recorded by Netflix, but it's on YouTube. Anybody can watch it. And it's not funny. It's not, he cracks a couple of jokes in there, but it's really not funny. But, so no, this is not that one I'm talking about. I forget which special he did. He did several for Netflix. Anyway, he was talking about how fucked up the country is. And this was like a couple of years ago, maybe. He talked about how fucked up the country is. And he goes, once again, it's going to be up to black people to save the country. And it's kind of like, maybe that's what's going to happen here right now today. And he goes, hey, I know a lot of you black people are saying, fuck this country, right? Like, we're not going to save it. We're not going to put in the work to, fix this shit, right? But he said, I'll tell you why you got to do it. And he said, because this is our country too. That's right. This is their country too. It's everyone's country, right? If you're a citizen, it's your fucking country, right? And you need to be afforded all the rights and privileges and responsibilities that come with citizenship, right? So just, guys, listen, you're not losing anything by embracing Black Lives Matters. Not saying that anyone else's life matters less. Is not saying that. It's just a simple, clear, true statement. Doesn't need to be qualified. It's a fact. Black Lives Matter. Okay? So just accept it, all right? You know what? You'll probably feel better. And you know what? I guess what? Jesus will love you more too if you could actually embrace that. Because what do you want to bet that Jesus would also agree that Black Lives Matter? I think he probably would. All right. Well, that is it for this episode of It's a Seb Show. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Do me a favor. Would you put a comment or a thumbs up or a share? That would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I will have another episode up again one of these days.